Hey, Divine Ones, I'm Jerome Braggs of jeromebraggs.com, and today I wanted to come and do a video to help you discover your true diagnosis. So whenever we received a medical diagnosis of some type of chronic illness or disease, oftentimes what we try and do is we try and run immediately and try to do all these external things to try and heal it. We take alternative therapies, we may do herbal remedies, we may do chakra cleanses, we may start working with crystals, we may do alkaline diets, vegan diets, raw juicing diets, all from the perspective of trying to understand this from this medical condition. But what my own healing journey from terminal disease showed me, and from what my work with people all around the world, helping them heal themselves, has taught me, is really that chronic illness and disease is not a medical condition. It is a spiritual condition. It is a condition of the spirit. Yes, it may have a medical diagnosis. Yes, it may be presenting these ways in medical terminology, but the actual root cause of this, why this is here for you, why this is manifested for you, really isn't because of something medically, it's actually something spiritually. And if we understand that disease is not a punishment or betrayal by our body, it is a conversation by our body. It is our body's way of trying to let us know that we have been lacking in the energy of our soul, in the essence of our soul, which is love. So, said in another way, we've been lacking in love, that our body has been malnourished of it, that has been starving of it. And our bodies were created by the soul to run off of the essence of itself, to house it and be fueled by it. So the energy of the soul is literally fuel for the body. It is what fuels the body even more than the food we eat, even more than the air we breathe, the sleep and exercise we get. What allows life to be sustained and to be maintained in the body in a healthy way is how much we are embodying the essence of our soul. And when we get to a point where our soul's essence, the energy of our soul, has been diminished in some way, right? It's been shrunken, or it's been malnourished. We haven't been feeding our soul, or we haven't been expressing it. We've been suppressing it, or in some way. Then it begins to lack in the energy that it needs to run at its best, to run and be fueled, just like a car, right? Just like a car that has fuel, it needs fuel to run and to function at its best. And when it is running low on fuel, it sends a signal to say, hey, we are too low on fuel. If you continue running this way, we're going to stop. And this stop is going to be detrimental for the functioning, the total functioning of this car. This car will not be able to function if this is gone. This is the same way, and this is the same message that chronic illness comes up to show you, is that this is a condition of the spirit. You are running too low on the essence of your soul somehow. And so the healing becomes to learn what you need to do to stop draining your body of the essence of your soul, and to learn how to fuel it with the essence and the energy of your soul instead, to feed it and nourish it, the essence of the soul, so that you are a more embodied being. You're a more soul embodied being, and your soul is expanding through you instead of shrinking. Well, that is kind of the basic understanding of why this is a spiritual condition and not a medical condition, right? It's showing up medically, but the root cause of it is spiritual. Well, how do you figure that out, right? How do you figure out what the message is that your body is trying to send you about how it's been lacking in the fuel that it needs to run well? Well, this is what discovering your true diagnosis is. So you might have gotten a diagnosis of diabetes, you might have gotten a diagnosis of cancer, you might have gotten a diagnosis of AIDS or kidney failure, but your real diagnosis, the true diagnosis, is the thing your body is trying to tell you about how you've been lacking in the energy of your soul. And why you want to discover your true diagnosis is because once you understand what the true diagnosis is, you can then begin to take the appropriate steps that will actually lead you to your true healing. You see, when you don't understand the true diagnosis, then what we do is we do the green juice cleanses, we do the chakra cleanses, we do the meditation retreats, we do the trying the different diet fads. And those things may not be actually what your soul is asking for you to do. And if you can do all those things, but you're not addressing the real, true diagnosis, then you won't actually fully heal. And even if your body did heal, what ends up happening is you end up manifesting another type of illness down the road that will be another reflection of how you're starving yourself. So you want to understand, how am I malnourished of love? How am I being malnourished? And that will help you understand, how do I need to feed myself love? So I want to give you a really quick exercise to do to help you discover what your true diagnosis is, so you can get what your real healing journey really needs to be about, right? Not that you don't need to seek medical attention and medical help, because that is a great supplement to this, but that you understand that that's not the real cure for you. That's not the real healing for you. The real healing is to address the actual diagnosis. So the key to the diagnosis is to get in touch with how your illness or your disease makes you feel, how it makes you emotionally feel, because our emotions are vibration. And what your body is trying to tell you is you have a vibrational pattern that is out of alignment and starving you of the energy and frequency of the soul. And so how you get in tune with that is one of the exercises I love to do, that I learned to do myself when in my healing journey. So I'm only speaking about something that I learned to do that I know works. So what I like to do is to really get somewhere comfortable. Turn off the phones, turn off the internet, wear some comfortable clothing, get you a pen and paper, and sit down and take a few really deep breaths, like the kind of breaths that you can literally feel your shoulders relax in, where you're just breathing in very deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And you can close your eyes in this practice if you want to. That helps you really just kind of center in the moment, and just take about 5 to 10 of those breaths. And after you've done that, put your hand on your heart or on your chest. And you can even do it with both hands if you want, but at least one hand on your chest and over your heart if you can. And really ask yourself, how does this illness make me feel? How does this illness make me feel? And then just literally just allow yourself to speak it out, So for example, when I did this around HIV, when I got diagnosed with HIV, actually with AIDS, when I was diagnosed with AIDS this is when my near-death experience happened. So what I discovered was HIV made me feel ugly. It made me feel unwanted. It made me feel undesirable and unattractive. It made me feel like there was something wrong with my body. Now, as I said those things out loud, I wrote them down, right? It made me feel unlovable, unwanted and unattractive, ugly, like there was something wrong with me and my body, right? And as you look at this, where have you been feeling like this before the illness started, right? Well, I have been feeling like that way for most of my life. As a kid, I was a bigger kid. And so I was teased a lot. I was called chubby and fat. I was made to feel like I was my body was, how in the thicker form, it didn't belong. I wasn't attractive. I wasn't wanted. And I was made to feel like there was something wrong with my body. And then also with my sexuality, understanding that I was attracted to the same sex, I also felt like there was something wrong with me with that, and that being someone that was attracted to the same sex, that was unlovable. So this is something that I had chronically. So my true diagnosis was chronic shame, chronically feeling like something was wrong with me and unlovable about me, chronically feeling like my body was not enough. It was not attractive enough. It wasn't lovable enough. It wasn't desired enough. Chronically feeling like I was ugly. That's my true spiritual diagnosis of this. So I have been disconnected from my soul, and I've been starving myself of love, because I can't feel ugly. I can't feel not enough. I can't feel undesirable and unattractive and like there's something wrong with me, and also feel love for myself at the same time, right? That is starving myself of love. So that is what led to the manifestation. That was the root, energetic, spiritual cause of the manifestation of HIV for me. And that led me to understand that, oh, yes, while physically, yes, I need to take medicine and I also need to work on strengthening my immune system. My real healing journey is about, instead of being feeling chronically ugly, I need to work on feeling chronically beautiful. Instead of feeling and believing that I was, chronically not enough, I need to work on feeling chronically enough. I need to work on feeling chronically lovable, chronically attractive, chronically desirable. And instead of feeling chronically like there's something wrong with me, I need to chronically feel like there is something right with me, something to celebrate about me, something to appreciate and to accept about me. That was my journey to healing. Right? That was what I did to have a miraculous healing in my body, to begin to shift myself, right? So that your healing journey is becoming the opposite energy. And I'll do another video about this later on. But the healing journey is about becoming the opposite energy. The energy that made you sick is what you realize when you get your true diagnosis. Your healing now is about, how do you become the opposite energy of what made you sick? And that's basically about, how do you love yourself more to become that energy? My journey was about loving myself more to become the energy of enough, to become the energy of celebration, to become the energy of feeling good about my body and feeling good about myself and not feeling bad about it and shame about it. So try this exercise, right? And write this down in a journal so that you will have this and that you can reference this whenever you need to, so you can have understanding of what you're really doing here, what your real healing work is. And then this will be great information and a great resource for you for whatever support you need, right? If you need some therapy to help you feel more enough, if you needed some energy healing, or to work with an intuitive guide like myself to help you with whatever your true diagnosis is, to shift into becoming the version of you that feels the opposite way. Like, that is what your wellness is asking. If you need help with that, reach out. That will help you understand what kind of support you need, right? Do you need a therapist? Do you need a personal trainer? Do you need, if maybe the thing you realized was you were feeling chronically lonely, or you were feeling chronically pissed off, and you need to deal with releasing that anger and feeling chronically at peace, maybe working with somebody that can help you do that. But this is going to help you, instead of you blindly running around not really understanding what to do to effectively make the true and transformative shift in your health to wellness. This is going to help you understand, this is what the cause was, and this is what the actual root will be for your healing. Discover your true diagnosis. Take some time out and do this exercise. It may not just come in one sitting. You may need to take a few times to do this, because you'll be getting more and more awareness, especially if this is a new process for you. Every time you do this, you're going to get a little bit of a deeper awareness around it. So I would say at least take, several days, if not a whole week, to try this out and to feel into this. Again, how does this make me feel emotionally? Like, not just not just physically. You may be tired. That's good information as well. You may be tired. You may have some pain, but emotionally, how does your particular illness that you're experiencing, how does it make you emotionally feel? And that is going to be the key that will help you understand the spiritual condition that manifested this physical one. As always, I love you. I hope this has helped you. If you know anybody else that this could help, please share this video. If you'd like to stay up to date, if any new videos coming out, please subscribe to my channel. I think there's a little yellow button there on the side of me that you can press that will help you do that. And anytime I put out a new video, you'll be aware of it. But I wanted to share this with you. I hope this helps you in your healing journey like it has helped me. And if you know anybody else that you think this will help, please feel free to share it with them. I love you. Now go love yourself.